Ever been the one who's left holding the bag of loneliness on Valentine's Day? Well, welcome to the Nashers Club. You see, in this corner of the world, we've got a unique way of dealing with this love-filled holiday. Let's take a stroll down the vibrant streets of Ghana on the 14th of February. As you might expect, love is in the air, but so is a peculiar shade of red. You see, Ghanaians have this endearing tradition of wearing red on Valentine's Day, a color that is as vibrant and passionate as the love it symbolizes. But amidst this sea of red, you might notice a few folks, the Nashas, who are left out of the love feast. Now, you might be wondering, who is a Nasha? Well, a Nasha is someone who ends up without a Valentine, a person who, in the grand spectacle of love and romance, doesn't have a partner to share a box of chocolate or bouquet of roses with. It's like being the last one picked for a team, but with more heart-shaped candy involved. Being a Nasha can be a tough gig, especially when you're a student. Imagine walking through campus, seeing your classmates receive flowers and gifts, while you are left carrying the proverbial bag of loneliness. That's the Nasher's dilemma. But here is where it gets interesting. Some Nashas, rather than face the stigma of being single on Valentine's Day, go to great lengths to appear admired. They'll secretly buy presents and send them to themselves, and then act surprised when they receive them. It's a little bit of self-love mixed with a dash of deception. And then there are those who strategically time their breakup just before Val's Day. But we'll save that story for another scene. So if you're a Nasha, remember you are not alone. In fact, you are part of a unique club, a club that knows the true meaning of self-love and resilience. But hey, don't let the gnashing get you down, because we've got a whole episode to change that. Ever wondered why it seems like everyone's breaking up just before Val's Day? Let's dive into that mystery. Now, we have all heard the stories, haven't we? Friends, colleagues, even celebrities. It seems like relationships are dropping like flies as we approach the 14th of February. It's almost as if Cupid himself took an extended vacation. But what's the real deal behind this peculiar phenomenon? Is it the pressure of gift giving? The daunting task of finding the perfect token of love that sends some folks running for the hills? Or perhaps it's the fear of commitment that Valentine's Day, with its heart-shaped everything and declarations of eternal love, seems to magnify. But let's flip the script a bit. Let's talk about the ladies, the ones on the receiving end of these gifts. Why is it that we expect gifts on this specific day? Is it because society tells us that it's the norm? Or is it because we are conditioned to feel special and loved when we receive gifts? Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel special, cherished, and loved. But why limit it to one day? Love is not a one-day event. It's a daily commitment, an ongoing journey. And speaking of journeys, let's consider the journey of the ones who get dumped right before Valentine's. It's tough, it's heartbreaking, but above all, it's a learning experience. It teaches us that love should not be conditional. It should not rely on a specific day or a specific gift. It should be constant, unwavering, and unconditional. So, if you've been dumped right before Valentine's, remember, you are not alone. And it's not you, it's them. You are deserving of love, not just on Valentine's Day, but every single day. So dust off those heartbreak blues, put on your best smile, and remember, love comes in many forms. It could be a kind gesture, a helping hand, or even a self-love treat. After all, who said Valentine's Day is only for couples? So if you've ever been dumped right before Valentine, remember, you are not alone. And it's not you, it's them. Alright, you've been a Nasha this year, but who says you can't be a heartbreaker next year? I mean, think about it. Just because today didn't shower you with roses or chocolates doesn't mean tomorrow won't. Remember, the sun will indeed rise again, and with it, another chance to find love, or at least some good old-fashioned admiration. Let's take a moment to appreciate the humor in this situation. Here we are, singles in a world that seems obsessed with pairing up, especially on Val's Day. But let's flip the script. Instead of seeing this as a day of gnashing, let's imagine it as a day of liberation, of independence, and yes, even of anticipation. Think about it in this way. Next year, you could be the one turning heads, the one causing a stir, the one breaking hearts. Imagine that, from Nasha to heartbreaker in the span of one short year. It's not only possible, but also an exciting prospect, isn't it? So what's our game plan for the next year, our dear Nashers Association of Ghana? Well, first off, let's not lose hope. Love has a funny way of turning up when you least expect it. And when it does, it's all the more sweet for the surprise. Secondly, let's embrace the single life. After all, it gives us the freedom to explore, to grow, and to find ourselves. And lastly, but most importantly, let's remember to love ourselves. After all, if we can't love ourselves, how can we expect others to do so? So let's use this day to celebrate self-love, to pamper ourselves, to do the things that we love, and to simply enjoy our own company. So chin up, fellow Nashas. It's just a day, and remember, there's always next year. This Valentine's Day, let's celebrate being single. Let's celebrate being a Nasha. Let's celebrate ourselves, because when we do, we will not just survive Valentine's Day, we will rock it. And who knows, next year we might just be the ones breaking hearts. So here's to us, fellow Nashas. We've got this. This has been your girl Lindsay on this special episode of Journey with Me. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Happy Valentine's Day.